What's up, people? Somebody asked me to do a video explaining my nomadic lifestyle. So that is what I will be doing in this video. I don't remember who it was, but here we go. Okay, so basically my nomadic lifestyle has kind of changed forms over the years, but it has remained nomadic, so to speak, right? So basically, here's the deal. When bottom line, my trade, my profession has nothing to do with fitness, really. It is a hair straightener salesperson at mall kiosks, right? I am a kiosk person, okay? Like, you go to a mall and you go like this to avoid the mall kiosk people and not make eye contact with them. I'm one of those people, okay, who hey, excuse me, do you straighten your hair sometimes? That's what I do. That is my trade. I'm pretty darn good at it, if I do say so myself, and I've been doing it for a very long time. And the reason that I bring this up is because why I got into this in the first place. Anyway, really quickly, I was living in Tel Aviv. A lot of Israelis do this job. It's kind of like an Israeli-dominated industry, but I was living in Tel Aviv, wanted to save for a trip to Thailand. This was 2009, 10 or something like that, and didn't have any money, but I decided to go do this job, and my plan was to go work for a few months, save the money, and go to Thailand. And I just kind of got stuck in the job because I was making more money than I'd ever made in my life, which at the time wasn't really that much, but didn't have too much work experience. Anyway, the thing that I liked about the job, and the reason that I stuck with it, even though I was an awful salesperson in the beginning, I was terrible, very shy, was that I knew that if I mastered this skill, I could travel anywhere in the world that there was a mall and some Israelis who were selling things in that mall, and I could work. So I could have a job anywhere I wanted. So it really kind of, the way that I saw it is that it would open up a lot of doors for me to travel if I wanted to. And that's exactly what happened. My first 2 years I stayed in the United States, which I don't want to say was a mistake, because it's good to learn how to sell in the United States compared to other countries, in my opinion. But I worked in Harrisburg, Arizona, to Miami for a day. Houston, I worked in Houston twice for 6 months each time. And every time that I would go to work, it would be 4, 5, 6 months, save money, and then quit when I was totally burnt out, and then go travel or go back to Israel or go do something, whatever, spend all my money, basically. And that is kind of how the entire cycle started of me traveling around. And in the beginning, I still kind of felt like I was living in Tel Aviv, and I was just going to work and save money for a while, traveling a little bit, and then going back to Tel Aviv, which was where my home base was, so to speak. Even though I didn't have an apartment or anything like that, I just felt like that was home. After a while, that faded away, and I didn't feel like Tel Aviv was home anymore, just because I'd been going all over the place, and that kind of just faded away. Spent a year in Australia, traveling around, working. After that, when I was in Australia, met this German girl who I've talked about. Anyway, it's been a crazy 10 years, right? These 10 years have been 40 years in terms of how much experience, how many things I've experienced. Because time passes very slowly when you work at the mall, and when you change places, there's something called time distortion or something, I think, which is where if you go to a lot of different places, it feels like it's been a lot longer than it actually has. Whereas if you have the same exact routine, same place, same routine, same thing that you do every single day, it's going to feel like time is going a lot faster because there's no variety there. Okay, so anyway, bottom line, that's kind of been the past. Now, eventually, I went back to Australia for another year, saved a lot of money, and was so burnt out, because it was the first time I had my own kiosk. Was so burnt out after that year in Australia that I was okay, I'm done with this job. I'm done. I don't want anything to do with this anymore. I'm reinventing myself. I'm gonna go, I don't even know, just anything, make money online. Went to Thailand after that, had a bunch of money saved, and got into basically the original plan was to do drop shipping like everybody else when they start. After a couple weeks, when Bitcoin was going crazy, I started doing contracting for cryptocurrency startups, or ICOs. I don't know if I got very involved in the crypto world, but I kind of branded myself as this crypto marketing expert, which is a total crock of shit, because nobody knows any, like, nobody has any idea what they're doing in the crypto world. It's all just like a giant cash grab. Like, people are selling shit and like pitching all these stupid ideas. Like, they come up with some retarded idea, or they copy some other idea, and they're like, but it's blockchain, give us $10 million. It's stupid. Obviously hindsight is 2020, I can say that now. But anyway, I was cashing in on this stupidity and making way more money than I knew what to do with while living in a hostel in Thailand. Traveled all around Asia. Ended up moving back to, well, came back to the States for a visit. This has nothing to do with my nomadic lifestyle. I guess it kind of does. This is all backstory that will be relevant to like how I talk about what I'm doing now, I guess. And my life story also. So basically came back to the States for a visit after being abroad for a year and a half, like a year in Australia and half a year in Asia. Came back to the States for a visit, ended up visiting New York, liked it so much that I moved there for 6 months, traveled around in that time, and when crypto crashed, which was kind of when I was in New York, is when it was like, you know, fucking on the way down, I started to like find another way of making money online, which at the time was like growing and managing Instagram accounts, niche Instagram accounts. Had like over 100 accounts at a time, was making a ton of money. Instagram changed all their policies, all my accounts got banned, you know, gradually, lost all my clients. And basically, and I lost the password, or the fucking, what's it called, the key, secret key, passkey, whatever, to like my main Ethereum wallet. So I still have like 50 Ethereum in some random wallet that I can't access. So basically took a major financial hit when I was in New York, and I was like, okay, I've got like $6,000 in my account that I have like saved. I'm going back to Asia, to Thailand, and I'm going to like, because at this point I thought to myself, I was like, all right, I'm fucking like spinning my wheels here, you know, for God knows how long. Yeah, sure, I've had all these experiences, it's been interesting, you know, doing all the stuff that I've done and met a ton of people and just like seen the world and blah, 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 but like, I still really wasn't where I wanted to be, you know, and I was thinking to myself, this is the reason that I came up with was because I didn't have like a big goal that I was working on. Everything was like, what am I going to do this month? What am I going to do for the next 2 months? What am I going to do for the next 3 months? Which for you, if you have like a really boring life where you don't leave your like little shitty town and your dead end job, no offense, probably sounds exciting to like live from month to month and go from place to place and you're meeting all these people and blah, blah, blah. For me, it was like getting a little exhausting. I was like, I need something I can sink my teeth into. So I thought to myself, I was like, what's a good long-term goal? You know, what's a worthy goal where I would not mind dedicating 5 or even 10 years to it? And what I came up with was starting a YouTube channel, or I guess like continuing my YouTube channel, because I made the channel before, stopped uploading videos, whatever. That was my plan. I was like, all right, well, what do I like? What am I going to keep doing for the next 10 years? Fitness. Not going to stop working out or eating healthy anytime soon. And YouTube, as I saw it at the time, still kind of see it that way, is a platform that's not going anywhere. So if I invest the time to like get an audience on YouTube, that's a worthy 5 to 10 year goal that I can like be happy about, basically. Anyway, spent about a year in Asia doing that. Was living in Thailand, and that's kind of like, I don't know how long you guys have been subscribed to my channel, but like my oldest videos that from since I started uploading again recently were like in Thailand. Okay, so like 6, 7, 8 months in Asia, right? Japan, Vietnam, Thailand, back and forth all over the place. A month or 2 in Israel, and then basically like my plan was to like get famous in a year on YouTube by uploading shitty videos, I guess. Didn't really work out, as you can see. Still really sitting at 3,000 subscribers. Don't put a lot of effort into these videos in terms of editing. I don't know. I haven't had my break yet. Although it is growing, I am happy with it. So anyway, when I was in Israel, I kind of like ran out of money, right? It was like scraping by the entire year. I don't know how I managed to like make that money last. Made a little bit here and there from like affiliate income, from like old shit that I used to promote. But in Israel, like I was down to like $100, and I was like, there's nowhere to go from here. You know what I mean? So I was like, okay, I have 2 choices. I can either get a job in Israel, something that I decided not to do because there were a bunch of Jewish holidays during the time that I was there, which is the reason that I went. And it's like not the best time to look for a job because companies go on vacation, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, okay, either get a job in Israel and stay in Tel Aviv, or go back to America, go back to working in the malls, bank up a little bit of money, and sorry, my hand's getting tired. Bank up a little bit of money and then like reassess, basically. So that's what I did. Obviously, worked for 2 months in Minnesota, saved a bunch of money, spent it all in January. Stayed with the parents in California for about a month and a half. Hadn't seen them for a while, and now I just spent 3 weeks working in Colorado, saving money. And then this week, as of the time of this filming, I'm going to start working trade shows, which is doing the same work that I've been doing in the mall, kiosk sales, except it will be at trade shows where people are more likely to stop, they're more likely to make a purchase, and it's just a better environment overall for selling things. So long story short, more money, a little bit more flexibility, and more traveling. So 11 minutes in, you want to know about my nomadic lifestyle? Here it is, currently, March 2020. When I start doing these trade shows, basically every weekend I'm going to be flying to a different city, right? Friday, Saturday, Sunday, give or take, sometimes more, sometimes less. I'll be in a different city, working these trade shows, selling my shit. And then during the week, the other days, I will be living, I'm not really sure yet, to be fair. Like, I actually have no idea. I'm thinking Vegas, so I can work on pickup, right? Because eventually, like, I don't know, it's kind of like a pie in the sky dream, but what I think would be cool would to be one of these like celebrity pickup instructors. Fitness is boring, super saturated, like I'm so over it, like I can't even express how over it I am. But I feel like pickup or dating is still kind of a very fresh field. And the cool thing about like the pickup industry is that the coaches, because there's not so many of them, they all kind of enjoy a very high level of celebrity status. And I'm not afraid to admit it, like I would love that. That would be awesome. But I need to work on my game because like I would say at this point, you know, I do have a sales background. I have had like, you know, my game is pretty decent already, like not gonna lie. Not perfect, definitely room for improvement. But like I think that I have potential to do it. So that's the plan, but I do need to work on it. I would say like at this point I'm like high level intermediate, you could say. Want to get to advanced, want to get to like high level advanced. In the way that I see it, it's going to take, I don't know, 6 months to a year of like consistently going out and doing approaches and working on things. Maybe more, maybe less, I have no idea, but that's what I want to do. Yeah, so that's the plan, to basically live in Vegas during the week and go out and work on pickup and then pay the bills with this trade show stuff. That's currently the plan, right? And if, you know, will that change in the next, you know, I don't know, month, maybe, possibly. If you had asked me a month ago if I would be doing trade shows and living in Vegas, like, no. That'd be cool, but I didn't really think that would be a possibility. I mean, I guess I kind of knew about the shows, but like, I guess I just didn't really think that it was possible. I like Colorado too, by the way, don't get me wrong. Like, I really enjoyed my time here, and I would like to stay here also because I made pretty good money here. And the company that I'm working for now is they take very good care of their workers. So like, it's very like family atmosphere, and you know, it's tempting to stay, but you know, money comes, money goes. I want to like focus on like a more long-term thing that I can sink my teeth into. So like, does this really have to do with my digital or my nomadic lifestyle? Like, nomadic lifestyle, basically I fucking sell hair straighteners all over the world and pocket the money and then blow it as soon as I get it. Also a problem. Maybe I'll make a video about that. Anyway, now you know my life story. What do you think about that? Leave me a comment. Do you have any recommendations for what I should do with my life? Let me know, please. Leave me a comment. Peace.